season is well underway here in Washington. 80,000 acres have burned so far, and there is still some concern as we head into the peak of the season. This morning, we have Commissioner of Public Lands Hilary Franz in the studio. Thank you so much for joining us at this hour to tell us more about this. You know, we're still in the wildfire season as we head into pretty much the second half of it. What is DNR doing to approach this? I mean, so far it hasn't been too bad.
Well, I'll say, first of all, the second half is the most challenging, right? Yes. So we're heading into the most difficult fire months we always have. And I'll tell you, it's already been a very busy fire season. We've already had 1,000 fires to date, 80,000 acres burned. Now, the great thing is we are more prepared than ever before. We've up from that 8 Vietnam War helicopters we had back in 2017 to now literally 28 air resources that are flying all the time to keep these fires small, as well as the ground resources.
We have been fortunate to have a pretty nice weather, at least in the western part of Washington. The rain that we had, the minor rain that we had just earlier this week, does that put a dent at all into the season so far?
It is a small dent. I mean, I would say that rain is a gift, but it's a short-term gift. The reality is all it takes is a few weeks of really hot weather for that landscape to dry, and that landscape already is dry in every corner of the state. I think one of the things that's really concerning for us is a lot of the fires that we've had to date are on the west side of the state. We don't usually see this many fires this early on the west side, so it's already paying off to be a pretty significant fire season.
Well, one of the fires we just mentioned a moment ago, the Newell Road fire, this is kind of on the southern edge of our state. What is the status of that fire so far? And also, we just heard from the firefighter was injured. Do you have an update on that?
Yeah, I mean, so first of all, we've had 80,000 acres burned to date this year. That Newell fire is literally almost 60,000 acres. So you can see it's the most significant fire. And we try to keep our fires below 90% of fires below 10 acres, and we've been really successful there. The Newell Road was one where we had really hot, dry landscape, and we had a lot of wind, and it carried that fire fast. Now, the great thing is, as of this morning, we're 40% contained on that fire. We had some great success in the past few days. The ground resource and the air resources have really paid off, but it is still going to be a challenging fire. And we do have a firefighter, as you said, who has been injured. We are hoping that he does well. The reality is it's a very dangerous thing, firefighting. And we've already lost 3 firefighters up in Canada. Those fires, so we make safety of our community, our residents, and our firefighters #1 priority.
Absolutely. They do so much out there to prevent these fires from getting any worse. Now, when we think about wildfires, especially now, a lot of them can be far away. You mentioned the ones happening in Canada, but they can still affect us by way of smoke, for example. We've been covering this very extensively. Does DNR work with other agencies to kind of resolve this issue or kind of prepare the public for the potential of smoke coming into areas?
I mean, the first thing we do is try to get on those fires quickly and keep them to 10 acres. That's been our goal, and we've been very successful with the exception of Newell Road and a few others. The second is that we do know smoke can carry. It can carry from as far away as Alberta or California, Oregon, or within our own state. We urge people to really be taking care of themselves. Wear those N95 masks. Stay inside if the smoke is too much, right? We do work with agencies like Department of Health and Department of Ecology, but as you know, smoke is hard to manage, and so we urge people to take the steps to help make sure they stay out of smoke. It can be very damaging.
Yes, well, thank you so much for giving us an update on the season so far. We know that there's so many agencies hard to work out there, so thank you very much.
Thank you, and I think the big important part is everybody can do their part, be one less spark. So thank you.
Absolutely, thank you very much.